Welcome to my channel. This is Dr. Neferkefri of themagicallife.net, formerly of MagickalMusings.com. I am going through a rebranding and I'm working on my new site, and I should have it up hopefully by Christmas. Meanwhile, I am here today with a review of a deck that was gifted to me. This is the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle by Serafina Mesa with artwork by Kat Amsel. And it came with a pouch, and it comes with a guidebook. The guidebook has black and white thumbnails of the cards, and then of course there's a quote, and then of course the card meaning. The guidebook itself is 140 pages. The paper is a semi-gloss, very high quality, feels really nice. The deck retails for $72. That's along with the guidebook. You can also order the bag, and there's also a reading cloth, which I do not have here, but you can see on the website, which is rueandvervain.com. Here's the card and logo, and on the back here, let's see if that will focus, and I can zoom in, and there is the info. And she's also on Instagram at rueandvervain, and the website. Between now and the end of November, you can save 15% on any purchase over $50 at the site if you use the code PAUSEVIBES15. Pause Vibes is all in caps. It's right here on the screen, and I'll also put it down in the description below. I'd like to thank you if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're brand new to my channel and you like what you see, I ask that you please subscribe and share with your like-minded friends. And also drop me a comment and let me know what you think of the review. So I've already kind of gone over the book. The bag is really nice cotton canvas. It is not lined, and there's a double drawstring. It is large enough to where you can fit in the entire box and deck, but it is a bit of a tight squeeze, but it's not impossible to get it in there, as you now see me kind of struggling. There we go. And there you go. All fits. So it's really nice material. It's very sturdy. And the design itself is some type of, it has a kind of a slick feel to it. It's probably some type of an iron-on. I don't know much about this thing, so I'm just guessing. But the box itself is a lidded box, and it's very well designed. It's very sturdy. This deck is self-published, which means the artist took it upon herself to get this published herself, the artist and the author. And it is 48 oracle cards, and it's intended to help you to examine your shadow side. So it's very interesting. It comes with, there's a signed card, and it comes numbered. I was lucky to get number 11 out of 750. So that there is a limited number of decks available. So if you wish to purchase, I recommend you do that as soon as possible. Because, you know, with self-published decks, you just never know how long they're going to be around for. And it comes with several reading cards. This is the Shadow Revealed spread, which covers what shadow am I hiding from myself? What from my past created this shadow? How can I best work with this shadow? And then the card back is the same design that's on the bag. And then we have the attachment spread, And the card positions are my current progression. What attachment is actively blocking my progress? What is the underlying fear fueling this attachment? What are the actions or habits that trigger this fear? How can I work with this fear in order to release this blockage and grow? So you see, even though it's working with the shadow side, it's not a dark deck. You know, it's meant to help you with your fears and help you to work on your past traumas so you can free yourself from them. And the card meanings themselves provide a lot of guidance for that. This spread is called Working with Difficult Shadows. And the card positions are, what is the source of this difficult shadow? Show me the hard truth about this shadow. How will clearing this shadow transform my life? How can I care and protect myself through this work? What is the next step toward integrating this painful shadow? And then you have shadow integration. And the cards position meanings are, what aspects of this shadow do I need to confront and accept? What aspect of this shadow needs my forgiveness? That's really important. You know, we all have, excuse me, shadow aspects to ourselves. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a natural state of being. It's part of being human. And it's important to forgive those parts of ourselves. And so that card position, what aspect of this shadow needs my forgiveness? It's really pivotal. And then it continues, what attachments and habits surrounding this shadow need to be released? What wisdom does this shadow provide that needs to be acknowledged? How can I show this shadow the compassion and understanding it needs? Where can I turn for help with this shadow when needed? Now, the cards themselves are gorgeous. They are, it's watercolor art. And again, the artist is Kat Amsel. And both the artist and the author, Serafina Mesa, they're both on Instagram. And I will link their Instagram accounts below. And also I will link to the shop at their website where you can order the deck. And of course, these are not in order because I've been using them, but I thought I would take you through a flip through. The cardstock is very thick. It's very sturdy, but it has a little bit of bend to it. So these cards are not difficult to shuffle. And they're just gorgeous images. You know, it's very rare for me to get a deck and like every image in the deck, but this is one of those decks. I like every card, and when I got it, I just sat with it for like an hour and just pored over every image. I mean, it's just gorgeous, and the amount of detail work that went into every image is quite impressive. So you have a title for the card. You know, this one is Predator and Prey, and then you have a few keywords. This one, the keywords are chasing, grasping, obsession. You know, and that's on every card, the title and some keywords. So right when you receive the card in a spread, you can already get a general idea of what the card may mean, and then you can look up the deeper meaning in the book. So I like that when Oracle decks in particular have a few keywords on the card, because, you know, Oracle decks are not like Tarot. You don't have a specific format for the deck. The deck can number any amount of cards, and there usually aren't any suits or court cards or majors or any other type of division. Some of them do have some sort of organization, but typically not. So it's really helpful to have a few keywords under the title of the card on the front. And I think, too, that also helps you to learn the deck better. You know, you're not 100% reliant on the book. You get some cards in a spread, you can read the keywords, and right away you have a general idea of the direction in which the reading is headed. love this card. Hidden Paths, Awareness, Mindfulness, Self-Mastery. It's just gorgeous. Here's one with the Northern Lights. Now the cardstock, like I said, it's very sturdy. It's made from 100% recycled with a matte finish. The cards themselves, they measure 4.5 by 3 inches. And the cardstock is 400 GSM. So again, very thick and sturdy. I mean, this deck is going to last, basically pretty much forever. As long as you're not rough with it. But I just love the artwork. And again, the deck and the guidebook retail for $72. And you can purchase the bag and the reading cloth as well. And that's at the site ruandvervain.com. That's linked below. And if you use POSVibes15, you can save 15% off any purchase of $50 or more until the end of November of 2022. And then my code will expire at that point. And I do not get any kickback if you use that code. My payment here for this review was receiving the deck for free. And I am so glad that Serafina allowed me to review her deck, because I was seeing the deck as it was being produced on Instagram, seeing the photos of the artwork, and I was just like, oh my gosh. You look at some art for some decks and you're just like, I just have to have that deck. This is one of those decks. I mean, just look at this. It is just magnificent. And there you go. That's a flip through of the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle by Serafina Mesa and Kat Amsel. Now I'm going to shuffle it just so you can see how it shuffles. See, it just has just enough give to where you can do a decent rifle shuffle. It's not ultra stiff to where you can't really shuffle them. But then again, it's not loosey-goosey either. And there you go. So I really like the quality, and everything is top-notch, from the cards to the bag to the book to the box, And again, this is the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Tarot by Serafina Mesa, and with artwork by Kat Amsel. I highly recommend it. I've been using this deck, and it's been quite insightful, I must say. And also remember, you're not limited to these spreads, but I do want to point out these spreads are very good. I've used each of them, and I've been pretty much wowed by the guidance I've received using these spreads. So if you do order this deck, I highly recommend, when you first get it out of the box, that you start off with the Shadow Revealed spread. That's the 3 card. It's the easiest one, of course. But also, it'll give you a really good jumping off point. And if you want further information about the particular shadow that you're asking about in this spread, you can use one of the larger spreads to go into that shadow in more detail. But I definitely recommend starting off first with the Shadow Revealed spread and then moving on to the larger spreads. So if you have any questions about this deck, let me know in the comments below. And I thank you all who have returned to my channel, and I thank and welcome new subscribers. And if you're brand new here and haven't subscribed yet, why not? Seriously though, I invite you to subscribe. Also, I have news. I am debuting my Patreon. My Patreon is going to have a number of tiers at various price levels, and I have the first 3 tiers already posted at Patreon, so I will post that link below, also in the description. And that's about it for today. So again, this is the Earth, Moon, and Shadow Oracle by Serafina Mesa with artwork by Kat Amsel. It is self-published by Ruan Vervain. And the website is below where you can get this deck. And again, I do highly recommend it. And thank you so much to Serafina, who trusted me to do this review for her deck. I just absolutely love it. Thank you for tuning in. This is Nefer Kefri of themagicallife.net, wishing you a blessed day.